grade and to put the pictures out on Casey. But no, we didn't come out about it.
Oh no, I know,
but yeah, but tonight we are because.
Oh, I agree with talking about it. Healthy discussion, absolutely, and I don't blame you guys for talking about it. This is absolute insanity. I couldn't even imagine being where a lot of you guys are, the ones that have really been vocal and in the forefront of all of this. So I have a lot of respect for all of you, and I don't know. This whole thing is just crazy to watch. To the extent that some people will go that are so calculated and methodical in what they do and how they go about it. Like, to dislike someone so much that now you're becoming way worse than anything that person might have done to you is crazy to me. Like, when does it end?
I agree, and that's exactly, it's got JP's name written all over it on how his actions have been towards Charlotte and the other lady that explained on Robbie Harvey the stuff that he's put them through, and other people that's left the church, stuff that they've had to go through just because they left the church, the harassment and calling the jobs and all that stuff. So yeah, I agree. The stuff these other people are doing that are JP supporters has his actions written all over it. And it's a shame that local police are still allowing this to happen.
Yep. It's crazy. But that's all. I'll drop down now. I just wanted to tell you guys all to be careful and also to just thank everyone. The fight's not over, and I literally broke down in tears on Friday when I scrolled into the live stream of the raid, because that's how much I believe in justice for Micah. And I back the people that are truly in this for justice for Micah, and just keep it up, and don't be discouraged by these people that are just trying to cause division and trying to make a distraction. But thank you for having me up.
Thank you. Come back anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to be left alone. I backed away from the case. I stopped reporting on it. I stopped posting about it. I privated all my videos. Do I go into people's lives? Yeah. Do I pay attention? Yeah, because I do care about the case. I care about Micah. I care about justice. But I just want to be left the hell alone.
I think Greta wants to come up. I'm going to bring her up next. Let's see. Hey, Greta.
Hey, Jessica. I hate that happened. I mean, I was aware she was in the lie, but I wasn't aware that we were supposed to be singing Kumbaya.
Yeah.
And I did tell Jay after you left that if you felt like you needed to leave, you should be able to leave and not be made to feel like you should stay there, and that you were doing what you should do. And I mentioned, that there's been hurt, and Rhea immediately was slander. She's attacked so-called mess. Jessica is part of so-called mess. So, but the behavior has been bad. But the one thing that, and I'm not saying anything in particular, I'm giving a generalized opinion. So if one of our employees does something and somebody sues us and our employee, businesses have insurance. So the employee is they're never probably going to be able to get anything from the employee. But that business will end up having to pay. And so it makes things very questionable because of a current lawsuit, and then what happened to Casey this weekend. Like, if she was being sued, her attorney would tell her not to have any communication with anybody. Talking about Melissa, with anybody that is in contact with JP. So it's very questionable to me. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. But, the thing is we tell our kids all the time, you will be known by who you hang out with, who you entertain. If you entertain trouble, people are going to think you're trouble. And that's the same thing. And even as Christians have to understand that we're supposed to love everyone, but we are supposed to be careful not to bring reproach upon ourselves that would cause other people to question us, question our relationship with God. And, it's just concerning for me as far as what happened with Jay tonight. Because I do believe if you're a Christian, you do have to protect your reputation. And I understand wanting to be, open to talk to people, minister to people, but you can't push that on everybody else. If God's laid it on his heart, that's fine, but you can't push it on anybody else. And I felt like that was what was happening tonight.
Agreed. And like I've told them the past few weeks, you can have that forgiveness in your heart. Not, I'm not asking you not to be a forgiving person, but you have to be careful with who you are associating with. And she says she's a changed person, and he said, until she proves me otherwise, just because she says she's a changed person, and I believe her. Okay. Well, she proved you otherwise this weekend.
Yes.
And you're still allowing her to come in your chat and say stuff to other people, and then when they defend themselves, you're gonna call out everybody in the chat and say, we're not going to have bullying in here. We're not, don't go back and forth in the chat. I understand that he doesn't want drama in his life. I understand that wholeheartedly. We talk about that all the time. However, you don't let someone come in your chat that has done so much against other people and has continued to do it. It's not like they've stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, she hasn't personally done anything to me. I'm sure it's coming, but she hasn't personally done anything to me. But what she has proved that she's done to everybody else is far more worse in my eyes than what they've done to her.
Yes.
And she continues. These people, Casey hasn't been on live. So many people. What she had 400 something people or more that was in a group that she walked away from because of the harassment she was getting and how dangerous it was getting for her family.
I look forward to Casey's live every day during the night. And we all lost so much of our daily routine. It was part of our, it was our way to kind of unwind or just kind of take a break from life for a minute and come into her live and, listen to what was going on. with the case, or, you know, things that have been found out. And, you know, there were different things discussed also in the live. And, you know, I really missed it. Like, I was going through some withdrawals, not knowing what to do with myself.
We all were.
Yes, but I also understand that Casey has to put her family first. But Jay needs to remember that because of what happened to Casey and what Casey had to do to protect herself, it had a ripple effect on so many people that got to take a break from their life, come in Casey's live, hear, make jokes, laugh, talk on serious things. It just, you know, there was a lot of people that gained a lot from Casey and being able to, you know, to be there. And because of the behavior of others, she had to stop. And like I said, I don't blame her. But, you know, when I, you know, I'm one of these that sit back. When I came into this, I was watching all the creators, okay? It didn't take me long until Casey's lives become one of my favorites to watch. And, you know, because I felt like she was sincere in her fight for justice for Micah. And, you know, her, and I remember back in the beginning when people were accusing Rhea of being JP, Casey defending that and saying, no, that's not, no, you know, she's a real person. And, you know, it's just sad. And like I said, it did have a ripple effect on me, and I'm sure many, many others, you know, that our daily routines, you know, where we came to kind of unwind and just listen and find out new information was just ripped away. And like I said, Casey has to do what's best for her family. I don't blame her a bit.
Right. And so many other people have contacted us and said that. And like I told Casey, you know, I'm not saying Casey's perfect because she's not. And she has done and said things that she shouldn't have said. But there's so much good that has come out of what she has done, and so many people that reach out and just say what a difference their life, you know, how much they're different, how much has changed in their life just having a group of people that care. We get messages all the time like that, and how much they miss it, and we all do. We miss all of us miss being able to connect with everyone, and it's so unfair that we had to take that away from others. Mm-hmm. And like I said, anytime we would get close to, you know, the case and going investigating in the case, running through stuff on the case, some drama would unfold. And that was a distraction, just like this past weekend when JP got raided. What did they do? They went and stalked Casey and took pictures of her. We didn't come out and post it online or anything, and we had no intentions of doing that. But when you're over there in Jay's live and defending the person that is doing the bullying, I just don't agree with that. And I agree with you, Greta, on the lawsuit situation.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what he was doing when he done that, because
can't get blood from a turnip.
Right. And like I'm in the medical field.
See what I'm saying?
Oops. I'm in the medical field, so you know, when a family sues, usually when a family sues, like because of medical reasons at a hospital or whatever, they go after the hospital.
Yes.
And not the medical professional, you know, not the CNA or the nurse. They're going after the hospital or the doctor. I mean, we have seen in cases, recently that they have gone after the nurse or whatever. However, in most cases, they're going to go after the big people, And so that's exactly what he done in this situation.
And, I realize, Casey's not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us are. I'm not out here looking for perfection. I'm looking out, you look at people that get up every day. They may fail, but they strive to do the best that they can. And that's all you can really ask for in a person is, they're going to fail, they're going to fall, but they don't go around blaming everybody else, and they don't go around pretending like they did nothing. I mean, Casey has owned her part, but so I will be quiet and let others talk. I'll drop down. Thank you for letting me come up.
You, Greta.
Hey, Paradise.
Hey there.
Hey y'all. Let me tell you something about the so-called mess crew. I was in a camper. It collapsed on me. I was underneath that camper for 20 hours. I broke my back and I had a stroke. I can't walk. My right side is completely paralyzed. I've taken 2 steps and I can move my hand a little bit. If it wasn't for that group of women, I would not be at rehab and be near as positive that I'm going to make it out of this. I have never met these women face to face, but they are my friends. And this bullshit of coming after Casey needs to stop. I can't tell you, every couple days she checks on me. She has a heart bigger than the world. And I owe a lot to those women.
We love you, Paradise.
We
I love you guys too.
Yeah, we love Paradise.
I was just talking to Jay yesterday on the telephone.
Love
telling
you,
him about,
Paradise.
Yes. Telling him about you and telling him how we wish that we were closer and could go visit you.
Yep.
And how far you've come since they did find you. Well, we're so proud of you because we know you're trying hard. So wonderful to see your progress that you're making.
I don't know how Casey knows it, but it seems like every time I see my get down, I get a message from her.
Yeah.
And it picks me back up and lets me keep going.
Right.
So
We love you.
I just wanted to come on and tell everybody I love you. I love you, Casey.
I love you too, Paradise. I'm so
You guys
proud
have
of
a
you.
good night. Thank you.
You have a good night too.
You too, Paradise. We love you.
I'm sorry. I had to do it because I've seen the change in that man. I don't know Casey. Casey don't know me, but I defended her on there. I didn't put your name on there, Casey, so don't worry about it. I also defended another person, a friend of mine. When you're gonna sit here and say that you're, what's that word? You're gonna forgive her. How can you forgive somebody that just posted something 2 days ago?
Right.
And I told him, I said, she's causing a diversion for all of us. This is, and he goes, he didn't say nothing about it. He just says, yeah, I know. It hurt. I had to defend these women that are getting attacked by this chick that has no life outside of this social media. Nobody should have to be in somebody's life and have to deal with her. Knowing that she's posting and pictures on her TikTok. And he kept on asking me, well, what you should think about. Do you know what? I understand Casey's thing and another person's thing on this. But we need to stop with worrying about other people and just keep fighting for Micah.
That's right.
And then talk about this later after we conquered the stone. We're only halfway there. They started with P. Diddy back in March, and it took him 5 or 6 months, and he's in jail now. Give him time. And I also seen the whole live. I was on somebody else's live that was there today, and I gave him my opinion on it. They were both wrong on each side.
Yes.
It was a little bit, it was a lot. But I'm only going to, the one that I was watching, she was just media, just like Guru is. She's not even a protester. But because she caught it on live, we dragged her in it.